Good morning. Welcome to another edition of my 5D Secret Garden, where we are rapidly uncovering secrets that nobody else seemed to know for some reason. But we do. Okay? Because we're a high priestess. That's why. When you're a high priestess, that means you possess just the right amount of feminine energy and just the right amount of masculine energy. And the right kind of masculine energy and the right kind of feminine energy. Everything is balanced when you're a high priestess. That's why a high priestess doesn't have a counterpart. If you see in the tarot deck, there's an empress and then there's an emperor. There's a queen of cups. There's a king of cups. So there's no high priestess or high priest. There's only a high priestess. Okay? And the high priestess could be male or female. And how a high priestess is created is by going through everything and seeing it and knowing and being able to predict it through tarot. Okay? The goal is to get to being a high priestess. That is how the energies, and everybody wants to keep you separate. That is why all the masculines and all the feminines, all the negative aspects of them, work so hard to keep you from not being a high priestess. They do everything in their power because they know you being a high priestess, you do not need them anymore. Okay? And that is when they lose the power. Anything loses its power when you don't need it. Okay? It's done. That's what a demon, when you don't need it, is when it has no power. So a high priestess needs nobody, okay? Because they have just the right amount. What would we want with anybody? The only other thing we would want is another high priestess to be with, and other high priestesses to be around. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to manifest a relationship. Since we don't have a counterpart, we're going to manifest a counterpart. Okay, we're a high priestess. High priestesses are alone. So let's get this going. Let's imagine that we're going to meet the person that's just like us. That's what we want. We want a person just like us, the same exact interests, so we could just have a great time with and go, on trips and have a great time. That's what we're manifesting right now, because we're an empress, brother. That's why, okay? We're still an empress, but we're a high priestess. So same thing. You have to be an empress to be a high priestess. You would have to be an empress before you're a high priestess, okay? Just what it is. You can't, that doesn't work with emperor, though. An emperor cannot be a high priestess because they do not know the feminine qualities of being it. All they know is what they know. They don't have the intuition. That is why a male has to go through their feminine and see through a feminine lens with the intuition factor. And that is where you become unstoppable. As a male person, whatever, it doesn't make a difference. As a male or a female, when you possess both the right amount of feminine and the right amount of masculine, that is a very attractive energy. A female who is just right into their feminine energy and just right in their masculine energy is a very, very attractive thing to me. Okay, and that's what I'm looking for. Okay, because that is what we are. That is what you are. You are the perfect mix with your masculine energy. You have just the right amount of masculine energy and just the right amount of feminine energy. Okay? And that's exactly what all these energies don't want. They didn't ever want them to come together. They wanted to clash. They always wanted to be more into your masculine energy, or more into your feminine energy. It's like being the Democrat or Republican. It's, they keep you divided to conquer you. Okay? That is how they conquer. You cannot conquer a high priestess. That's like going through the Democrat and Republican, whatever, and then finally they just become one. You get all the best qualities of the Republican and all the best qualities of the Democrat, and all the negative aspects go away, and there's peace, and you become one. And that is what a high priestess is. Okay? That is what a high priestess is. And the high priestess from that creates whatever they like. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to create somebody just like us, the female version of us. Let's get this. Let's get our female version of us. The viewer, we're going to get our female, or you get your male version. You know what I mean? Your counterpart version is the same as you. We can make this happen. High priestess, another high priestess. Okay? King of Swords. That means they're watching. Everybody is watching, but you still need to have all these qualities as high priestess. That's what you understand. Just because it says priestess doesn't mean you only have feminine qualities. You have to have this King of Swords. You have to be able to see what you're capable of, because you know, head over heart sometimes. This is what we're doing. We are using our head over our heart by remaining in this King of Swords energy. We're thinking of ways to get what we want without having to, you know, feel the pain of it. Just use our head to it. Now, we realize we can manipulate energy. We have all the energies. That is why people hate high priestesses. That's why they want to keep them down, because they can't stop them. Especially a high priestess in their power, okay? And especially a high priestess that's in King of Swords energy. So, yeah. Disciplined, we're truthful, we're honest, we have mental clarity, okay? We are a high priestess. You are a high priestess. That means you have all the positive aspects of an emperor and all the positive aspects of an empress, okay? And you could see, okay? Because you have the feminine qualities to allow you to see with your intuition, okay? That's where the intuition comes from, the female. The feminine nature of you. Okay? Lovers in reverse. This is that you know that you do not need to have love. You do not need to have love when you love yourself. When you are the right amount of energy. Like right now, the feeling is that we are something that no one else is, okay? A high priestess is one of a kind, okay? There's only one high priestess in the deck. That's all there is. That's the only one. There's no high priest. There's just the high priestess. So that means that we don't need anything. And this causes a lot of distaste for, you know, the masculine, the DM, and puts them in a lovers in reverse energy. But that's just because we're in the King of Swords and we're using our head over our heart right now. We are not using our heart right now, okay, with lovers reverse. We're not, okay? And this causes people to be in disharmony because they're so used to controlling us by using our heart against us. But now, the King of Swords is here, brother, and it sees everything, okay? The Ace of Swords is here too. So that clarifies the mental clarity that we have, all right? That people would use this lover's energy against us. And now we're using our head over our heart, and that's how we're going to defeat the people that tried to destroy us by using our heart against us. They try to pull on our heartstrings because now it's a whole new world. That is how the whole new world is going to come, is by the high priestesses knowing that they can do it. Okay, we could create whatever we want. We have the positive aspects of the emperor and the positive aspects of the empress, and we could see. So nobody can compete with you, high priestess. Nobody can compete with you. And you know it, and you're empathetic, and you see things from all different angles. There is nothing that anybody could do to stop a high priestess, okay? Especially a high priestess in their power, okay? So that is why the new world is coming. That's where it's coming from. It's energy, guys. It's all about energy. Once you become a high priestess, you don't need any of the other energies anymore, okay? And that's why all the other energies hate you, okay? Because that's why they try to keep you down. Makes sense now, doesn't it? Makes sense to me now. Because I'm a King of Swords, brother, because I have the clarity. I see things clearly. I have the authority, brother, to tell you that also. Because, look, it's the world again.